Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. The left is stealing legitimate terms. Let's talk about that. Have you ever heard of the Democratic People's Republic of China, Venezuela, Cambodia, Cuba, and more? They all identify as democratic republics of the people. And what about the Soviet Union? The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The word Soviet comes from the Russian noun Sovet, meaning council, assembly, or advice. Its linguistic roots trace back to the Old Church Slavonic Sovetu, agreement or council. A Soviet is a small local meeting for discussion and local decision-making. It was seen as a legitimate institution in Russia, maybe one of the very few institutions by and for the actual populace. That is why the socialists adopted the word Soviet and thereafter turned it into a word synonymous with bloody terror. The Bolsheviks needed the legitimacy bestowed by the word, and they were called the Bolsheviks for a reason. Bolshoi means big. Their enemy were the Mensheviks, which means minority, roughly comparable to the Republicans and Democrats today in America. There were two groups that were supposedly opposites. These names, Bolshevik and Menshevik, were adopted while the Mensheviks were outside the chamber. The Bolsheviks, who were in the minority, assigned these names to the parties in the absence of the Mensheviks. And thereafter it was obvious to the people on the street to support the majority, who was in favor of local councils having power. The Bolsheviks wanted Soviet power. That's why they got any support at all. Russians were deceived by unscrupulously dishonest powerlusters. And I see distressing signs that many innocent people are being taken again in our current generation. Now the left offers all the wonderful things people want, but these are products of a free capitalist society. The left is offering individual self-actualization, freedom to be who you are, do what you want, express yourself any way you want. You can be gay, lesbian, bi, transgender, polyamorous. You can have purple or pink or orange or green hair. You can wear as many or as little clothes as you want. You can wear as much or as little jewelry as you want, as many and as few tattoos as you want. It's your choice. You have freedom of expression. They preach individuality and individualism, and yet they hate capitalism. Now that is a stark, obvious contradiction, ladies and gentlemen. They're against the system that allows everybody to do and be their own thing. And many people today take the left at face value as being the home of individualistic self-expression. They look at all the fat lesbians in their purple hair and they say, that is individualism and self-expression. But it's not. Those people are not individualistic, and they're not expressing themselves. They're towing the party line. People today are equating the left with liberal beliefs, and the word liberal is being twisted beyond recognition. What does it mean to be liberal? And you're going to say, well, liberals are in favor of socialism, and they're in favor of killing babies, and they want drugs to be totally available to everybody. Liberals are in favor of liberty. That's the root of the word liberal, is liberty. The left despises liberty. The left are not liberals in any reasonable sense of the word. They have stolen the word, the way they stole the word Soviet and republic and democracy. They have stolen the word. The left are not individualists. They despise people who think for themselves. They require the whole group to agree. Dissenters get canceled and labeled fascist. The left are not in favor of democracy. They despise the voters and they rig elections shamelessly. The left are not in favor of self-expression. You must express the party line, and you better be updated on the latest or else. Didn't you hear? Everyone is refusing to define what a woman is. You better get on that train fast. No individual opinions on the left. Individuals who don't toe the party line are bad faith actors. The left are not in favor of self-actualization, whatever that means. For example, a traditional housewife. She loves her family. She chooses her role. And she's despised by the left because the woman isn't an active ally and instead reinforces traditional society. The left is not for feminists or females. They allow men in women's sports and locker rooms. The left allow widespread gang rape in Europe. The left do not care to defend the rights and freedoms of Muslims anywhere at any time on the planet. They allow the Muslims to beat their women and put them in burqas and rape them and torture them and then kill them. And the left doesn't care. They don't speak up at all. They just defend Palestine. The left is not pro-female. It is not true that liberalism and freedom and self-expression have failed just because the left has failed. And we don't have to surrender liberalism, freedom, or self-expression just because the stupid, clumsy, wooden-tongued left tried to steal them. Hold your treasures. Be in favor of liberty and defend your freedom to the death. Don't let the words trick you. Don't let the left fool you. The left lies and steals and kills. If we don't believe their lies, maybe we can stop them before they start to kill.